Welcome, my dear student, my lovely student. I welcome you to today's class, our English language class, where we normally enjoy ourselves. We speak about English, we talk about English. Many people will say English is very tedious, English is not really interesting, but always tell them that English is the most simple, the most simplest subject in life that I've ever come across in my life. Is the most, is the most lovable subject that have ever come across my life. I really love the subject, and that is what I really want. Whenever you say English, I want you to look at English like 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. So that's just it in English. English is very simple, and today's class promises to be simple, educative as usual. So in today's class, we are going to be talking about adverb. If you didn't forget, in our last class, we talk about verb. When we talk about verb is an action word, in a sentence. When we talk about action words are what we perform, like we jump, we eat, we dance. All of these are action words. But today we are going to add verb, and so let's dive into the topic properly. So this is an adverb. Like I said the other time, our topic is an adverb. So what is an adverb? When we talk about adverb, do not forget that adverb is part of English grammar. You understand? We have noun, we have adverb, we have verb, we have adjective, we have preposition, and today we're going to be talking about adverb. What is an adverb and why adverb in our grammar? So we're going to be learning so many things about adverb, but I'm going to make it very simple for you. And but first of all, I want you to think about when you say something about a verb. When you talk about a verb, and you need to talk about how that thing was done. So let's say Hulu slept. So let's say you said to Hulu, you said to your friend that Hulu slept, but you've made a sentence right. But there's something you need to add, and there's something you need to ask yourself. Even the hearer or the hearer may want to ask you that, okay, how did Hulu sleep? How did the person you are talking about, how did the person sleep? So how did the person slept is what an adverb is. So when you say Hulu slept, so you say Hulu slept very well. Olu slept yesterday. So you understand? So that thing that comes after a verb is an adverb, especially in the context whereby you are trying to talk about how an action was performed. You understand? When you're talking about what? How an action was performed. So when you talk about an adverb, we say what? An adverb is a word. So we are trying to say that an adverb word, we are saying an adverb is a word which modifies what? A verb or another adverb in a sentence. You get? So let's go again. So we say an adverb is a word which modify what? A verb or another adverb in a sentence. So what does that modification? Modification is trying to talk about that. Is telling you more either about a verb or another adverb. Do you understand? So that is what we call adverb. So let's go again. So when you have so let me give you this symbol. So let's say you have your verb like this. So let's just say you have your verb like this, and you have your adverb like this. So you have your what? Adverb like this. So how did the thing happen? So you need to ask how. I put a question mark, right? I put a question mark. How did the thing happen? So there is a word that modified. I mean to say that tells you how this thing happened. This verb was done, was performed. This action was performed. So this becomes a modification when you have a word that is telling you how an action was performed or when an action was performed, not in terms of things, but in terms of time. You understand what I'm trying to say? So let's go. So let's go for our examples. Look at the example we have here. We say very, so, carefully, generally, sadly, drastically. All of these words, we call them adverb. You understand? And I'm going to show you why we call them an adverb. So let me show you why we call them adverb. So I'm going to give you an example here and why they modify. So look at this. So you say, let me use John. So let's say John slept yesterday. Now look at what is happening here. You say John slept yesterday. So when you say John slept, you have made a very correct and grammatical statement. So, but the thing is that this is your emphasis. You are saying John slept, right? So because we say an adverb modify a verb, right? So when? So this one is telling you when Olu slept. So this statement, this word is saying what Olu slept yesterday. So this is an additional information to this verb. Do you understand? So because it's giving you more additional information, then you say it's an adverb because it modify. That means it tells you more about this verb, how or when or what's the manner at which this verb was performed. You understand my statement? So an adverb is a word that modify word, a verb or another adverb. So if I say, so let me clean this. If I say Olu slept very well. If I say Olu slept very well, how did Olu sleep? So John slept very well. So this word, very, all of them is an adverb telling you how what. So this is an adverbial phrase actually. So, but these are adverb because both of them perform, telling you more how well Olu slept. You understand my statement? So let me give you another example. So let's say let's say generally, command people find it difficult to believe an unseen situation. Now look at this. I say generally. So you say generally people find it difficult to believe an unseen situation. Now, so look at that statement. The word generally is an adverb, but look at the position. What is it modifying? What is it modifying? It is modifying this. People find it. You say people find it means that what's it called? How did people you are saying that find it difficult. So meaning that this word is modifying this word. How will you know that it's an adverb? Because it has ly. So most of the word that hangs with ly, they're actually adverb, you understand? But this word is actually modifying this find because this is your main verb. This is verb. You understand? So and we are saying it modifies a verb or what another verb. So example. So we can say that another more example of adverb is very, so, carefully, generally, slightly, drastically. So the thing is, the economy is drastically, is drastically coming down or is drastically going up. So the thing is that the economy of Nigeria, the economy of our society is drastically coming down or drastically going up. So when you say is drastically, is the verb, right? So drastically is showing how it is, how the thing is growing. You understand? Not just going down, but drastically, with a specific space. So having said that, I think you know what an adverb is all about. So in our next class, we're going to be learning about different type of adverb. We have adverb of time, adverb of place, adverb of frequency, adverb of manner, adverb of adverb of reasons, and a lot of them like that in our next class. So I don't want to bore you, but I know you enjoyed this class. So before we go, so let's practice it. We say an adverb is a word that modify a verb or another adverb in a sentence. That means to say it talks more about what a verb, how a verb perform its action. So it's just like an adjective that is qualifying it now. But this time around, this adverb is actually what modifying a verb or another adverb. That being said, I hope you enjoyed today's class, and I will be very much happy to see you in my next class. So if you want to come to my next class, just click on my profile, Olutayo Alex. See you next time. Bye for now.